If your days feel like an endless struggle marked by stress, fatigue, and the haunting sense of being stuck, understand this clearly. You are not alone. Yet the difference between those who merely endure life and those who rise, grow, and prosper comes down to a few fundamental principles. Follow them faithfully and your life begins to transform. Ignore them and you remain trapped in the same repeating cycle, wondering why nothing ever changes. The first and most critical rule is mastery of the mind, because the mind is the battlefield where every victory or defeat is decided. Each day you are confronted by challenges, doubts, and fears, but here is a truth few people fully grasp. Your thoughts shape your reality. A mind saturated with negativity produces a life filled with limitation, while a mind trained in growth, discipline, and resilience naturally attracts success. This is where definiteness of purpose and autosuggestion become powerful forces in shaping destiny. Your inner dialogue is constant, speaking to you whether you are aware of it or not. The question is, are you feeding it doubt or directing it toward solutions? Stop telling yourself I can't and begin asking how can I? Words are not harmless, they program the mind. Replace excuses with execution. Instead of saying I don't have time, learn to prioritize. Instead of saying I'm not good enough, commit to improvement. Instead of saying I'll start tomorrow, start now. History confirms this principle repeatedly. Men like Henry Ford and Andrew Carnegie did not rise because of luck or privilege, but because of an unwavering belief in their own ability. Every excuse removed brings you one step closer to success. Consider the story of Edwin C. Barnes, who in the early 1900s possessed no money, no influence, and no formal education, yet made a famed decision to work with Thomas Edison. He did not question whether success was possible. He decided it was inevitable. He showed up, accepted rejection, worked humbly, waited patiently, and when opportunity appeared, he seized it. Barnes did not wait for ideal conditions. He created them. He did not wait for motivation. He acted in spite of fear. That is the true secret. Success is a mental game first. When self-doubt creeps in, counter it with action, faith, and persistence, because fear thrives in inaction and grows louder the longer you hesitate. The moment you move forward, fear begins to shrink. Failure is not an ending. It is instruction. Every setback teaches, every mistake sharpens, and every fall prepares you for mastery. Strengthen your mindset daily by feeding it empowering knowledge, engaging in meaningful conversations, reflecting honestly on your progress, and guarding what you allow into your mind. Be selective not only with food, but with information, beliefs, and influences. Surround yourself with people who elevate you rather than drain you. Once you master your mind, the world no longer controls your destiny. You do. Your life is a mirror of your thinking, and when your thoughts change, everything else must follow. Train your mind to see opportunity where others see obstacles, responsibility where others place blame, and persistence where others choose to quit. As the timeless principle reminds us, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, and when belief becomes firm, success is no longer a possibility. It becomes inevitable. Rule 2 is the building of unbreakable discipline, because motivation is unreliable, but discipline is unstoppable. Too many people wait for the right mood or perfect moment, while the successful move forward regardless of how they feel. They understand that depending on motivation is like waiting for the wind to push a ship. Discipline is the quiet force that separates dreamers from achievers and carries them forward even when the body demands rest. Discipline is the unwavering commitment that carries you to the gym when every muscle begs you to rest. It is the quiet devotion that keeps you waking long after the applause has faded and no one is watching. Discipline is the bridge between intention and execution, and those who master it become unstoppable. The secret is simple yet demanding. Discipline must be a habit, not a choice. When you train your mind to act regardless of how you feel, you eliminate the need for motivation altogether. You no longer ask, do I feel like doing this? You declare, this is simply what I do. Success is not built on occasional bursts of effort. It is built on consistency. It is not about working hard only when inspiration strikes, but about showing up every single day. Set clear non-negotiables, actions you will complete no matter what. Wake up at a fixed time. Exercise daily. Dedicate time each day to learning and self-improvement. These commitments must become part of your identity. You do not skip them. You do not bargain with yourself. They are who you are. Willpower, like a muscle, grows through resistance. Mental strength is forged through discomfort. Begin small. Make your bed every morning. Read 10 pages a day. Choose discipline in the smallest moments. These seemingly minor acts compound over time, rewiring your mind to lead rather than be ruled by fleeting emotions. Once you master the small things, you rise to greater challenges, higher standards, and broader responsibilities. Over time, discipline ceases to be something you practice and becomes something you embody. When others stop because they do not feel like continuing, you move forward. When motivation fades, you remain steady. When challenges appear, you step toward them rather than retreat. An unbreakable discipline makes a man unstoppable. With relentless drive, nothing can stand in your way. Dreams are not realized through wishful thinking. They are forged through disciplined action, day after day, decision after decision. That is how victory is earned. Rule 3 is this: set goals that force you beyond your comfort zone. Comfort is where dreams quietly suffocate. It offers safety and familiarity, but it robs you of growth. If you never move beyond what feels easy, you will never reach what is possible. True success demands discomfort. It requires that you embrace uncertainty and challenge yourself in ways that demand evolution. Set goals so large they stir nervousness within you, because that tension signals growth. Progress is never born in familiarity. It emerges in the unknown, where doubt and fear attempt to take control. Most people aim low because they fear failure. They seek certainty, believing it will protect them. Yet in doing so, they limit their potential. Failure is unavoidable regardless of how small your goals are. Playing small does not prevent failure. It guarantees it by ensuring you never truly try. Those who achieve greatness are not those who avoid failure, but those who use it as fuel. Goals that do not challenge you will not change you. Growth requires resistance, and real progress is forged in struggle. Set clear, measurable goals that push you beyond comfort. Write them down. Break them into actionable steps. Turn dreams into blueprints. And above all, commit fully. Remove hesitation from your language. No, I'll try. No, maybe someday. Such words weaken resolve and destroy momentum. Decide that your goals are non-negotiable. Success is not reserved for the most talented, but for those who refuse to quit. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall away is not luck, intelligence, or privilege. It is persistence. Failure is not a reason to retreat. It is a stepping stone forward. Every setback teaches. Every mistake provides data. Every stumble strengthens resolve. The most successful individuals are not those who never fail, but those who fail repeatedly and continue regardless. Dream bigger than ever before. Set goals just beyond your reach and pursue them relentlessly. Stretch beyond what you believe is possible. Step into discomfort. Embrace the unknown. Commit fully. That is where success is born. Rule 4 is to stop seeking approval. Too many people surrender their power in exchange for validation. They hesitate, hold back, and silence their potential simply to avoid judgment. They measure their worth by the opinions of others, waiting for permission before taking action. And in doing so, they delay their destiny. They measure their worth by the opinions of others, seeking approval before daring to take action. But understand this clearly. The moment you stop caring what others think, you become free. Judgment is unavoidable. Whether you play it safe or take bold risks, someone will always have something to say. Some will applaud you. Others will criticize you. Many will never understand you at all. But their judgments are not a reflection of your value. They are a mirror of their own fears, insecurities, and limitations. Why should the doubts of another man dictate the direction of your life? The only voice that truly matters is the one within you. If you spend your life chasing external validation, you will never know what it means to truly live. You will remain trapped, constantly reshaping yourself to fit expectations that were never meant for you. But when you begin to trust your own judgment, when you listen to your inner voice above all others, you reclaim your power. Live by your values. Decide what matters to you and refuse to compromise it. Stop trying to be liked by everyone and focus instead on being true to yourself. The right people, those who truly belong in your life, will respect your authenticity. Those who do not were never meant to walk your path. Follow your vision. History is filled with great minds who were misunderstood, ridiculed, doubted, and dismissed. Yet they did not stop. They did not shrink themselves to fit the expectations of the world. They held a vision and pursued it relentlessly. Be one of those individuals. Trust your path even when no one else can see it yet. Do what ignites your spirit, even if others fail to understand it. Passion is a rare and powerful force, and it cannot be extinguished by the doubts of others. If something excites you, fuels you, and makes you feel alive, pursue it without apology. Silence the noise. Drown out the doubts. You do not need permission to live the life you were meant to live. In the end, the regret of betraying your truth will always cut deeper than the judgment of others. Years from now, you will not remember the opinions that held you back. You will remember the chances you failed to take. So stop hesitating. Stop seeking validation. Be unapologetically yourself, and let the world adjust. Rule 5 is this: embrace the struggle. No one has ever achieved greatness without adversity. Yet most people see struggle as a signal to retreat, a reason to quit, an excuse to remain comfortable. The truth is, struggle is evidence of growth. It is the fire that forges resilience, the pressure that strengthens your foundation, the test that reveals who you are becoming. Growth is never born from ease. It emerges through resistance. When life challenges you, it is not attempting to destroy you. It is refining you. Struggle builds character, sharpens discipline, and strengthens willpower. It teaches lessons that comfort never could: perseverance, adaptability, and inner strength. Failure is not the enemy of success. It is part of the process. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most have ever attempted. They did not quit when things became difficult. They refused to let temporary defeat define them. Instead, they studied their failures, extracted wisdom, and returned stronger. That is the mindset of those who rise. Every hardship carries the seed of strength. Most people avoid discomfort and search for the easiest path. Yet the path of least resistance leads nowhere meaningful. True achievement demands endurance. The greatest victories belong to those who keep moving forward when everything inside them urges them to stop. Success does not belong to the smartest or the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to surrender. Stop running from difficulty. Embrace it. Learn from it. Use it as fuel. That is how strength is built. That is how destiny is earned. See struggle not as an obstacle, but as the very force designed to lift you higher. The pain, the frustration, the exhaustion, none of it is wasted. It is all part of the process. Each time you push forward despite discomfort, you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The road to success was never meant to be easy, and that is precisely what gives it value. If success required no effort, everyone would possess it. Struggle serves as the filter. It separates those who merely dream from those who are willing to endure. It divides wishful thinkers from relentless warriors. And when you finally reach your destination, knowing the hardship you overcame to arrive there, victory carries a depth and sweetness that comfort could never provide. Once you stop fearing struggle and begin to embrace it, you become unbreakable. Hardships will appear, but they will not defeat you. Challenges will arise, but they will not stop you. You will understand that struggle is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally. Rule 6 is this: remove toxic influences. Your environment shapes your future. The people you spend time with, the energy you absorb, and the standards you tolerate quietly mold your destiny. If you surround yourself with negativity, complacency, and apathy, those traits will gradually become your own. Their habits will influence your habits. Their limitations will begin to define your limits. But when you place yourself among disciplined, ambitious, and driven individuals, you rise to meet that standard. High achievers demand more of themselves, and proximity to them forces growth. Their mindset becomes contagious. Their work ethic raises your own. Success is rarely the result of talent alone. It is cultivated by environment. Examine your circle honestly. Do the people around you inspire progress, or do they drain your energy? Do they challenge you to grow, or do they encourage comfort? Not everyone deserves access to your time or your future. Some people anchor you with doubt, excuses, and pessimism. Others propel you forward with belief, ambition, and discipline. Removing toxic influences is not cruelty. It is self-respect. You cannot afford to allow small minds to block great opportunities. Distance yourself from those who ridicule your goals, question your vision, or diminish your ambition. Every interaction either strengthens your resolve or weakens it. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who elevate you, who demand excellence, and who hold you accountable to your highest potential. Your circle should reflect where you are going, not where you have been. The company you keep will either push you toward greatness or pull you away from it. Rule 7 is mastery of focus. Distraction is the silent destroyer of ambition. In every age, men have squandered their potential, but never more so than now. Precious hours are lost to idle amusements, trivial diversions, and empty noise that dulls the mind and weakens resolve. Instead of disciplined effort, many choose comfort, gossip, and momentary pleasure, unaware that each wasted moment is a stolen opportunity. The truth has never changed. Great achievement is not reserved for the gifted alone. It belongs to those who can concentrate their energy with precision and persistence. The focused individual understands the value of time. He guards it carefully, knowing that attention directed with purpose is the engine of progress. Where attention goes, results follow. When you discipline your focus, you reclaim your power, and with it, the ability to shape your destiny. He understands that every unnecessary distraction steals from his future. He does not allow himself to be delayed by trivial matters or led astray by empty pleasures. Instead, he builds an environment rooted in discipline, purpose, and determination, free from idle chatter and indulgences that weaken resolve. In a world overflowing with temptation, the wise man stands firm. He does not squander his hours in the company of the idle, nor does he waste his evenings on meaningless amusements. He rises early, sets his duties clearly before him, and applies himself to his work with seriousness and intent. Those who master this discipline will always rise above those who surrender to laziness. Guard your time with vigilance, for if you do not, the demands and distractions of others will claim it for you. Time is the most valuable resource a man possesses, and once lost, it can never be reclaimed. Use it with purpose. Dedicate parts of your day to uninterrupted effort, and do not permit intrusion. Learn to refuse distractions, unnecessary obligations, and pursuits that do not advance your aims. Every moment given to frivolity is a moment stolen from progress. When you work with vigor. Half-hearted effort produces nothing of lasting value. Abandon the notion of divided attention. Such carelessness leads only to mediocrity. Apply yourself fully to the task before you, whether in business, in the home, or in the strengthening of mind and body. The most accomplished men are those who give their complete focus to their endeavors, unmoved by trivial diversions. Where the mind is fixed, results inevitably follow. A man devoted to distraction will harvest regret, but one committed to discipline and self-improvement will find success. The disciplined mind is the greatest instrument of progress. Use it wisely. Master your focus, and you will master your fate. Great men do not scatter their energy in all directions. They channel it with precision. Banish foolishness. Sharpen your thoughts. Commit fully to your purpose. In a world of wasted hours, the diligent man will always rise. Rule 8 is the development of relentless self-belief. The world will doubt you. Voices will rise to tell you that you lack ability, that you are undeserving of success. But those words carry no power unless you choose to accept them. The strongest force in your life is belief in yourself. For if a man does not trust his own strength, how can he expect the world to do so? A man must train his mind to silence doubt. In moments of trial, he must stand firm, recalling his strengths rather than dwelling on his shortcomings. He must remember past victories, no matter how small, and allow them to serve as proof of his capability. The words a man speaks to himself must be words of certainty and power, for his thoughts shape his destiny. When the world says you cannot, let your actions declare that you will. Doubters, skeptics, and critics are nothing more than background noise in the march of progress. History bears witness that those who achieve greatness are the ones who ignore ridicule and move forward with unwavering conviction. Confidence is not arrogance. It is quiet strength. It is the inner resolve that allows a man to remain steady in the face of adversity. The truly confident do not boast. They demonstrate. They do not seek validation because they know their worth is not measured by approval, but by character and resolve. This belief must be protected as one would protect a priceless treasure, for it is the foundation upon which all achievement is built. Remind yourself daily that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you are forging your own path. The world has never rewarded those who shrink from doubt. It honors the bold, the resolute, and the steadfast. Once a man develops unshakable faith in himself, no force, whether hardship, opposition, or failure, can divert him from his course. Believe in yourself, and the world will eventually follow. Hesitate, and it will pass you by. Stand firm. Lift your head. Move forward with certainty, knowing that your destiny is shaped not by the approval of others, but by the strength of your own belief. Rule 9 is this: take massive action. Ideas alone hold no power. Ideas alone carry no value. A man may dream, plan, and envision great possibilities, but without action they remain nothing more than idle fantasies. Too many men wait for the perfect moment to begin. Yet the truth is simple. There is no perfect time, only wasted time. The longer a man hesitates, the further his dreams drift beyond his reach. The world does not reward thinkers who refuse to act, nor does it grant fortune to those trapped in hesitation. Overthinking suffocates progress, and excuses become the shelter of the weak. A man may fill his mind with knowledge, but if he fails to apply it, he remains stagnant. Success does not belong to the man with the best ideas, but to the one who has the courage to act on them. Opportunity does not wait. It must be seized. Fortune favors the bold, not the idle. A man must take risks, accept failure, and learn from every misstep. Mistakes are not proof of weakness. They are stepping stones toward mastery. He who has never failed has never truly tried, and he who never tries is guaranteed to fail. The man who fears failure more than stagnation condemns himself to a life of mediocrity. Confidence is not granted by others. It is forged through action. No man has ever gained strength by watching another labor, nor has anyone achieved greatness by imagining success alone. The craftsman sharpens his skill through work, the warrior through battle, and the leader through difficult decisions. Action builds strength. Experience builds wisdom. Let no man deceive himself with false comforts. The path to greatness is walked by those who take the first step before they feel ready. It is not the cautious planner waiting for perfect conditions who controls his fate, but the man who acts, learns, adapts, and moves forward despite uncertainty. The world belongs to the doers, not the dreamers. Cast aside doubt. Abandon the belief that tomorrow will serve you better than today. The greatest men in history did not wait. They leaped before certainty, learned through struggle, and pressed forward with relentless determination. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Act now. There is no road to success built on inaction. The only path forward is created by the steps you take today. Move decisively. Move boldly. Let no force divert you from your course, for it is not the man who waits, but the man who moves, who shapes his destiny. Rule 10 is this: never stop growing. There is no finish line in self-improvement. A man never reaches a point where there is nothing left to learn, nor does he arrive at a stage where growth is no longer required. The moment he stops learning, he begins to decline. Stagnation is the silent decay of potential, and complacency is the enemy of progress. True success is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. Growth is the responsibility of every man who seeks excellence. He must nourish his mind as he nourishes his body, for an unfed intellect withers like an untended field. A man must continually develop new skills, for the one who refuses to improve becomes unprepared for the demands of the world. Comfort dulls ambition and sedates potential, but the strong remain restless, always striving for greater heights. A man must challenge himself and embrace hardship, for struggle is the fire that tempers the soul. He must reject the comfort of good enough, for it is the refuge of those who fear greatness. There is no honor in remaining unchanged year after year, and no pride in refusing to push beyond one's limits. The man who refuses to grow condemns himself to unrealized potential. The greatest investment a man will ever make is in himself. Wealth may be gained and lost, but a sharpened mind and disciplined character endure. Knowledge, discipline, and skill are the true measures of lasting wealth. Success is not about reaching a final peak, but about continuous evolution. Beyond every summit lies another waiting to be climbed. Those who commit to growth never become stagnant or aimless. Stay hungry, learn daily, stretch your abilities, improve a little each day. Time will pass whether a man strives or stands still, but only those who strive will look back with pride. In the end, the greatest achievement is not fortune or fame, but the person you become through discipline, effort, and relentless growth. A man who refuses to challenge himself condemns his life to unrealized potential. The greatest investment any man can ever make is in himself. Wealth and possessions may be gained and lost, but a disciplined and sharpened mind remains a source of limitless value. Knowledge, discipline, and skill are the true currencies of lasting success. The man who commits to his own growth secures a future built on strength, confidence, and opportunity. Success is not found at a final destination. It exists in constant evolution. The wise man understands that no summit marks the end of his journey, for beyond every peak rises another waiting to be conquered. Excellence is not a moment of arrival but a lifelong pursuit, and those who embrace it never drift without purpose or direction. Stay hungry. Let no day pass without learning something new, without pushing your limits, without strengthening your mind. Remain curious. Seek wisdom in every experience, and extract lessons from every failure. Cultivate your mind as a farmer tends his field, patiently, consistently, and with intention. Commit to becoming slightly better each day. Time will move forward whether a man strives or stands still, but only those who strive will look back on their lives with fulfillment. In the end, the person you become is your greatest achievement. No wealth, no title, and no recognition will ever surpass the value of a disciplined mind and a spirit forged through continuous growth.